Okay, so hello, this is the March donation workshop, and we are going to be going through the 7 steps, which is almost like a reset and align your life program. Simplicity is everything. Simple life, happy life. So the philosophies behind these 7 steps are what helped me to transform my life. And when I did this, when I was 30, and how old am I now? I'm 43 now. When I did this, it was almost like a natural process. And then afterwards, I read book after book. I listened to self-help books from Louise Hay, Dwayne Dyer, everybody in between, Eckhart Tolle, and these steps are connected to everything that they talk about. The philosophies, the ideologies to help you transform your life from complicated chaos into aligned simplicity. So let me take you through these 7 steps. And also when I did these 7 steps, unbeknownst to me, the 7 steps, when I did this back when I turned 30, my life was really chaotic. And I remember being at my 30th birthday, doing the same old, even though I'd said, listen, let's have just a really nice evening of wine and cheese, and it turned into all-night party. I remember thinking, oh, this isn't what I want anymore. Like, I've been doing this since I was 15. I've been out partying since I was 15. I'm now 30. I go past this point, and I'll be partying and I'll be living this lifestyle longer than I will be living, a kind of a natural aligned life. So that's what really brought me back. And over the 2 months, I transformed my life. I got a new job. I became unengaged on purpose, became single on purpose, and started living my life on purpose. Enrolled in a 3-year college course for homeopathy, and really got back to the things that I love, which is basically the health and wellness industry. So let's start. Have you got your nice drink? I've got my cacao here. I have lit an incense. I'm just trying to think, which one was this? Patchouli Forest. And in my cacao, I did the ceremony before coming online, and I also did a physical healing on myself as well. And in the cacao, I've got wild orange, cinnamon, and pink pepper essential oils by doTERRA. If you want any information on doTERRA oils, just give me a shout. So let's all hold our warm drink, whether it's cacao or herbal tea. And my invitation to you is sit up nice and tall. Hold your warm or hot drink over your heart. And start to breathe slowly in through the nose and out through the mouth. Smelling the cacao or the herbal tea. Breathing in the incense. And feeling your heart rate lower. Coming to a slow and steady pace. I invite you to go to a calm and happy place in your mind. And we're going to find a route down to the heart chakra, the heart space. So take a walk around this safe, calm space and look for a door or an entrance which will take you down to the heart chakra. When you see it, study the entrance. Look at the materials it's made of, or how and where the opening is created in this landscape in your mind. And start to slowly open it. And when you do, you'll find some steps. If you take those steps down, and you're walking down into the ground, 10, 9, 8, with each step flowing down into the heart space, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're at the bottom and you're entering your heart space. Again, take note of how you enter. Is it through a door, a tunnel, through the roots of a tree? And when you come into the space, I invite you to look around. Tune in. We're going to meet your past self. So walk around and find her. and ask them these 3 questions. What do you want? What do you need from me? And when you have what you need, how will you feel? When you have those answers, see if you can give them that feeling, whether it's love, connection, can you acknowledge them? Can you give them that feeling so they feel complete and content? And if you want to write in your journal what the answers are, you can do so now or hold on to the space and do at the end. It's time to say goodbye to your past self and meet the person that you are today. So take a walk around your heart space and find yourself. And when you find yourself, ask yourself these 3 questions. What do you want from me? What do you need from me? And when you have what you need, how will you feel? Again, if you feel the need to write down now, you can pause or you can do this at the end. And if you can somehow give them that feeling so they feel connected and content and heard, do so now. When you're ready, you can say goodbye and move on through your space, your heart space, to find your future self. When you've found your future self, acknowledge them and ask them these 3 questions. What do you want from me? What do you need from me? And once you get what you need, how will you feel? And if you can, visualize yourself giving them that feeling so they are content and connected. Take a deep breath in and thank your future self. Thank yourself now and thank your past self. My invitation is for you is to take a look around and then start to find the door, the exit from your heart space. When you find that, take note of that exit. And find the steps leading back up. 1, 2, 3, climbing up, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're at the top of the staircase now. You open up the door back into or go through the entrance back into your safe, calm space. Coming back into your body. Into the room. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Rolling your shoulders. And taking this opportunity to write down the feelings that you needed to give your past self, your now self, and your future self. And I invite you to write anything else that you heard and connected with. And take the opportunity to drink some of your cacao or herbal drink. If you want to unmute and share, that was just channeled through me. That is not what I planned to do. But we are going to flow in to the next section when you are ready, and I'll link that powerful meditation and practice into the 7 steps. Yes, Kelly.
Lovely.
Thank you.
I did an ancestral meditation in the group last week. So that'd be a nice one for you to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Just got content, relaxed, still secure for the past. Now, acceptance, love, surrender, and content. So content again.
Yes.
Openness, fun, and love.
Nice. So then my invitation is to give yourself those feelings, feed yourself those feelings, hang out with people that promote those feelings in your life. And enjoy that process.
I am.
Good. Okay, anybody else want to share before we go on to the next section? Yes, Janine.
That was lovely.
Thank you.
So yeah, it was really, really nice. My heart space was very, it was like I don't know why, but it was like a giant mattress with lots of feathers, and it was just very squishy. I don't know why.
Love it.
Maybe I'm just a bit soft-hearted then. And my past self wanted love, acceptance, joy, and happiness. The now self wanted some love, tolerance, and self-compassion, and my future self was just pretty cool. She was like, I don't want anything. I'm cool.
I am secure in myself. Haha, love it. Amazing. Well done. Thank you for sharing. Sorry, the lighting keeps going. Anyway, I hope that's okay. All right, so now we've connected with our past, current, and future selves. The first step is being willing to change. And, you know, I know everyone very well that's on this call, and I know you are all willing to change and grow, and you have been on your healing journeys for a long time, just like myself, probably 20 odd years. And even as children, we were connected to our spiritual selves, to the divine, to the angels and the fairies, and talking to animals. And I'm not sure about yourselves, but I got kind of disconnected from that, not fully, but a little bit disconnected from that when I was probably like teens into 20s, and then I came back to it in a much bigger way. So being willing to change for anything, to change and transform in our lives, we have to be willing to let go of things and transform into other areas. So step one, be willing to change. And if in your heart of hearts you find that incredibly difficult, which a lot of people do, so don't like beat yourself up about that. If you do find it incredibly difficult to change, rather than it being exciting to change, enforced change by others is something very difficult for me. I do not like being pushed and forced into things. But I love making my own changes. So this is about your own life. So these are changes that you will be implementing, not things that are going to be forced on you by other people. So I hope that makes sense. Yes, lots of nods. Thank you. So step two is all about the art of knowing. Now, in the UK and really the Western world, we very much know what we don't want. So I generally start off with that, and then get that out of our heads and onto paper. So write down 5 things that you don't want in your life anymore. These could be energies. These could be things like maybe you're in a 9-to-5 job or a part-time job you don't want anymore, or maybe you're on some form of government benefits that you don't want anymore, you want to let go of. All of those things you no longer want in your life. Maybe there's a friendship or some form of relationship that just isn't quite working out, and you'd like to let go of that in some way, shape or form. Write down those things that you no longer want in your life. And then just give me a nod when you have completed that, or a thumbs up. And from the don't wants, we are going to discover a few things that you do desire in your life. So if you've put down something about, I don't know, letting go of a relationship or a certain energy in a relationship, what would you desire instead? If you're letting go of stagnant energy, then you want energy that's in flow. If you don't want a particular job, what do you desire instead? And I really invite you to get crystal clear on this step in particular, because it is really the foundations of resetting and aligning your life. The being willing to change are the foundations, and maybe the art of knowing is kind of the concrete that's poured into the dug out foundations. Now I'm going to start talking about step 3. Feel free to continue writing things that you don't want, you're going to let go of, things you desire that you're going to call into life. Step 3 is the letting go process. Now, as a multi-skilled, multi-talented therapist, I have quite a few tools in my belt on how to help my clients let go of emotional and physical trauma, stress, pain. A couple of the easier ones that if people do them with me, they can learn that skill themselves and then continue in their own lives, their private lives, using this skill. So meditation, guided meditations, breathing techniques, emotional freedom technique, and then I'm just learning it now, the EAM. And what does that stand for, Jane? EAM. The energy alignment method. That's it. It's come to me. So the energy alignment method as well is something that I could teach clients that they could do in their own time as well. Journaling, that is another thing that really helps. So you could create your own ritual. You could write down all the things you're going to let go of, go into as much detail as possible. Personally, when I do this, I write it all out on a piece of paper that can be detached, or I just rip it out the book. I go outside and I read this paper to the universe, to the divine energy that flows through everything and everyone. And I ask the divine energy to take this stuff, take it up, take it away, and use it, transform it, transmute it into positive energy to be used elsewhere in the universe or on this earth. And then I burn that bit of paper, or I rip it up and dispose of it out of the house. So out in the dustbin, or burn it, and then the ashes are kind of scattered, or go down the sink, or whatever it is. But you don't want to take any of it back into your house, flat, property. So that's why I do it outside, and I let go of it. I get rid of it. I've done this on the beach before, where I've dug a little pit. I've read it out. I've asked the divine energy and the waves and the wind and the earth to take all of this away from me. And then I've burnt it in the pit, and then mixed the ashes in with the sand. And it's just ashes, no paper, nothing else. So there are so many different ways of letting go. Emotional freedom technique I find is really good, but it doesn't work for everybody. But it changes the neuro-linguistic pathways of the brain. And once you know it, once you know the movements and the way to set up the sentences, again, that's a skill you can use for life. It's also called tapping, and I've got lots of videos on that. The energy alignment method I'm just learning now, and I'm finding it very powerful. I did an hour healing on the body, my body, on my yin yang balances and my elements, and I did all of that before coming on this call today. So the art of letting go, this is something that, talking to myself here as well, we could all be doing a lot more of. If you go on things like social media, if you watch any kind of media, mainstream or not, we're bombarded with all of that energy, thoughts, beliefs. So it's really good to let go of that on a daily basis. So step 4, dare to dream. Let's go back to your I desire to bring into my life list. Is there anywhere that you could go bigger? Is there anywhere that you could put a bit more sparkle, a bit more shine, a bit more love into? Because we've all got glass ceilings, whether it be money, relationships, living, lifestyle, whatever it is. Is there a way of daring to dream that little bit bigger? To push your boundaries out, not so it's so extreme and so massive that you don't actually get it done because it's just too overwhelming and there's no belief there because it's too far away from your current life. We need those little steps to it, but it's good to just push the boundaries out a little bit and to connect and realize where your kind of ceilings and boundaries lie. Okay. Step 5 is connected to all of this, and it's about self-love. Self-love is one of the things that gets cut first for many people. If there are people investing in themselves out there, and if they need to cut costs somewhere, it is normally that area that they cut first. The things that maybe nourish their bodies in a better way, the things that nourish their souls in a better way, and things that nourish their physical health. So how can you practice self-love on a daily basis, and what does that mean for you? I did a meditation and practice, I think it was last week. It was at the weekend actually. And it was all about self-love and how far we had come. And when I looked through my healing journey, it started when I was at a very, very low point in my life. Very low emotionally, and very dark period. And from that, small steps. I used to think it was not consistently, but actually, what does consistent mean? Does it mean consistent every day? Does it mean consistently every month, or even every year that you have grown and you have given yourself love and you have transformed and you have dedicated a little something to your dream and your future? So then I used to think I was being inconsistent. Now, when I look back, I don't, hands up, I don't do things every single day, even still now. But do I practice self-love on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis? Yes. Has it improved year on, year out? Yes. So my invitation for you, we're in 2022, we're in March. Things are going a bit haywire again in the world. My invitation for you is to put your self-love first. Don't cut costs with you. Personally, I hadn't invested in myself for the last couple of years. Yes, I invested in my business, but not in myself. But recently, literally in the last 2-3 weeks, I've invested in some, actually not 2-3 weeks, this year anyway, the last 2 months, let's say, I've invested in 2 programs and nearly a third, which are for me. One is the EAM, which is a process for me to learn whilst healing, going through their program, healing all areas of my life. I'm really loving it. And another one is about wealth creation and healing your witch wounds and your wealth wounds. And I'm like super, super excited to start that, I think next week. So don't cut costs on yourself, invest in yourself, and everything else will flow. Number 6, practice an attitude of gratitude. Gratitude is so important. There are many, many people out there in life who have everything, as in everything that money can buy, but they're not happy. And then you can go to the other extreme And there are people in this world who have absolutely nothing. And they can equally not be happy. But everybody, no matter where we are on the scale of wealth, can be grateful for something. And my invitation is to try to be grateful in the moment, or be grateful for at least 10 things a day. Look up at that sky and think, wow, that's a beautiful sky today. Or if it's raining, think, well, the flowers and the trees are getting their water. And when you have a hug with your child or your lover or your friend, really soak up that energy and that vibration and enjoy it and hold it close to you. Because on our deathbeds, we're probably not going to be thinking about how much money we did or didn't earn. We're going to be remembering those beautiful memories of being connected to loved ones, being free in nature, and feeling love. And whilst I go on to the next one, perhaps you could write 10 things that you are grateful for today. Step 7 is being the change. Be the change that you want to see in the world. If you feel that there are a lot of rude people out there that are very judgy and bossy and pushy, be the change that you'd like to see. Would you like to see more people connected, sharing love, sharing a smile, hugging, waving at each other, saying their pleases and their thank yous? Do you want to be that person that's in the queue that just strikes up a conversation with somebody about happy things, not moany things? Could you make somebody's day by just smiling and chatting to them and bringing some joy into their lives? And look at those things that you would like to bring in to your life. Those things, those I wants, those I desire. And what could you start doing now? How could you start implementing those? How could you start implementing those desires, those wishes? If it's, for me, I think of one, I really wanted to be fitter and to be outdoors more. And this was when I was back in South London. And it was finding time and a place and all that kind of stuff. And in the end, I just bit the bullet, put on some jogging trainers, and I would jog to drop my daughter off at school. So she'd be on a scooter, I'd have a jog. And actually, when I was working, I'd be on a scooter too, and we'd scoot and we would have such a laugh with each other, racing and just being generally wild and silly on the mile to school. I'd drop her to school and then I'd go off on the train to London, and then instead of going on the underground, I'd just scoot to work. So see if you can implement the changes to, I don't know, bring more freedom into your life, bring more love, more laughter, whatever it is. You can implement the feelings, and you can definitely implement some of the things. Some other things might need an injection of cash, which perhaps you haven't got right now, but what could you do instead? What could be a stepping stone to that goal? We often get stuck in perfection paralysis or overwhelmed because perhaps the goal is too far away. But 9 times out of 10, we are able to step into that goal, that desire that I want. And we're able to do it from a place of love and a place, from your heart center, if you follow these steps, taking you away from pain and stress and taking you towards alignment, connection, and content, that content feeling. So I'm just going to give you a moment to write down anything else that you would like to write, and then we'll have a little chat and a circle.